Welcome back to a Trading Fibs video. Today is February 22nd, and mind you, this is still a new channel, so I'm just trying some different strategies here, see what connects with everybody. And today we're going to start out with kind of a structure, what we can look forward to maybe fundamentally towards the week. So I've listed a couple of things here in blue, news related, what we need to look for, kind of according to relevance here. So I got crypto hack at top, all the way down to the carry trade, and then out to the side I got the war, Ukraine, Middle East ongoing, and then associated with that Palantir out to the side. So we'll kind of touch base on all these, maybe just apply the most significant three, and then we'll just try to figure out if this week's going to be better to trade stocks, commodities, forex, bonds, or crypto. So, and then we'll finish on a time frame, try to figure out when we can kind of predict some turns here. It's always best to try to find some kind of edge in the markets. So I'm going to do my best here and see what we can come up with. So yeah, the latest is this crypto hack. So I put this here on the top. That will definitely affect crypto. So I kind of put crypto here on the bottom. And then we're still talking heavy about AI and semiconductors, so I put that at second. So we'll look at an NVIDIA chart, maybe Apple, and obviously the tariffs. I think that's probably should be in second right now, but we'll put that at third, and that's going to affect our forex, commodities mostly, and then probably stocks. So we'll take a look at some of the U.S. pairs here in a little bit too. And then, I put down the yield curve. Definitely watching that for interest rates and bonds. So we'll take a look at the 10-year, 10 and 2 interest rate, and see how all this can coincide with inflation and deflation, how we can get a softer hard landing. And then obviously this U.S. economy is built around the housing market, so we might look at a couple of REITs, and maybe Home Depot as a stock. Now, unemployment, usually all that's going to be under the CPI data and stuff like that, PPI. So, right now government layoffs are pretty thick. So that will play into the stocks more heavily, I would say. And then, you still always have to worry about supply chain. We had that strike back in December, November, something like that, and nothing really. I guess they settled it. I thought they were going to revisit that, but I haven't heard anything from it. So still kind of wondering about that. And then always be aware of the carry trade. Last I checked, Japan holds the most U.S. debt. So yeah, that would definitely affect our forex too, along with the tariffs. And then I guess we're trying to end the war in Ukraine, so I don't know. That's still kind of teetering if that's a positive or a negative on how that's going to play out. And then the Middle East, it's just kind of ongoing. And then there's been, talks in Taiwan and China, and always unease with Korea. And then I think I heard some news in the Philippines, so I'm not going to get into that, but that's definitely going to affect, stocks, probably mostly, yeah. So with that being said, we'll probably look into Palantir. So, yeah, just for this week, I would say commodities are probably going to be the favorite, then the bonds, and then I think stocks. Actually, I think we're going to get a bounce in stocks. So we'll look at a couple of stocks and try to figure out if we're heading lower on Monday. So I think let's start with Walmart. No. Let's start with the bonds real quick, the yield curve, because I got that up. So here's the 10 and 2. The purple line is the 2-year treasury, and then the candlesticks are the 10-year. So it was uninverted, or it was uninverted back in 2020. And then we re-inverted during 2022. And the markets were we were in a bear market in 2021, 2022. So I guess you really want to compare how this reacted going in, because I think it's going to be a similar effect like it was in 2008. So if you look at the 2-year compared to the 10-year here, it inverted a couple years prior and then stayed above the 10-year till 2008. And then when it re-inverted, where the 10-year was above the 2-year, that's when the market crashed. So this might be an indicator, a leading indicator that we might be heading into a market crash. I don't know. I have no idea. So something to watch, and if this starts to creep down and cross over again, we'll come back to this video and say, yeah, that was something to watch. But so as far as bonds and interest rates, this is something to watch. And with that being said, maybe we should look at the TLT real quick. We'll go back here. I got it on Walmart, but we can go to TLT. So we'll go through a couple of stocks and just get some price targets, and if we're bearish or bullish on each one of them. So right now we got TLT, and playing this with the interest rates, you'd think would be a no-brainer, but it's been hard to kind of figure out how to play this one. So I've looked at it a couple of times, and it did react to 2008, did react in 2014-15, where the market kind of tanked, but TLT was up. Okay, so here's 2014. We got our run up there. Where's 2008? 2008 here. So obviously the market tanked there, and we got a run up in TLT there. So let's see, those 2 years, I think 2020 also, right? So we know the market tanked pretty fast in 2020, and then TLT also spiked up. So in case there might be a spike in the market, I don't know, I might try to use this as a hedge, maybe. I don't know. That's what I would do, probably. So I'll look into that for myself, but I think it's something worth looking into. And for a target here, I didn't put one up. I put one on everything else, but we're going to base this one off this leg here. If you watched most of my videos, I like Elliott wave theory, but I've kind of fine-tuned it to where I do count waves, but it's with Fibonacci numbers specifically. So if you want to learn how I trade or read stock charts and implement these counts, I'll leave my email address is at the end here, end screen. So you can. I don't have any courses available quite yet, but um, the moment I do, they'll be posted on the website. So right now, if any of these charts do help you, the web page is just up for donation gestures. But anyways, so getting back to this price target, I can just see here 3 ways pretty easy. Let's just take a measurement. This one, I have everything else completed. I just didn't do this one beforehand. So there's our point of interest right here. Let me get that. Yeah, that plays out. Okay, just want to double check. So we got an ABC. This is an A, and I think we got this is what I call a pivot right here, otherwise known as an expanding flat. So we would need our C leg up, and it's gonna hit right here. So I think our first target is gonna be 113.55. $113.55. All right. So, yeah. Let's see. Just double checking something real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, so that kind of would take care of our bonds and interest rates. Looking into inflation. Let me put a timeline on TLT. Oops. Okay. So, wow, this timeline's pretty far out. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Normally, I would say the run into the timeline is your turn. So either this means we're coming down lower before we come up, or we're going higher than the 113. But we'll see how that plays out. All right, because you can see how each time it runs into this timeline, we did get a turn. Okay, so but we're pretty far out on this next timeline. Anyways, that takes care of the bonds sector. Let's go back to Walmart here real quick, because that kind of gives us I don't know, people like to say that's an indicator of a recession usually, but in this case we're heading down. So I've already got a target here of 80.48. And this is on the weekly time frame. So even on the weekly, I can still count in 3 waves. Right now, we have not hit a retracement fib, but we have hit an extension fib of 94.34. That means we could start to see a move up, some ticks up next week, as a courtesy move, I guess. But you know, my indicators, even though they're kind of, well, the MACD showing a little bit of overbought, still bullish. Okay, this is still bullish. So this target I have right here, I actually got 2 targets, and they're both bearish targets. So I'm thinking next week we may not be ready for the complete teardown yet, based on Walmart, I guess. But we'll know Monday, because if it breaks through right here on Monday, then I mean it's probably gonna shoot down quicker than anticipated. But I have to kind of run through everything, so I'm gonna take this as still bullish. We finished one leg on the weekly. Maybe we see something like this and finally hit our targets sometime this year, maybe. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through the semiconductors. Let's look at Tesla real quick. And this is on the weekly too. So this is showing that we may get a bounce on Tesla, but on the daily, I'm pretty bearish. And what are my targets? Here they are. There it was. Where'd it go? So my target for Tesla is 295.17. We got 1, 2, 3 here. Looks like possibly we could come up for a correction on Tesla. So a tick up in Tesla perhaps as a triangle, some kind of wedge pattern here. Maybe, wait a second, I want to put that there. Maybe it consolidates right here. Maybe we try to retest the 364. So it'll be kind of like this. And then down to my target of, I think it said 294 or something. $295. Yeah. So I do think we're gonna get another consolidation period. I saw some option contracts lose for my calls. Lost a lot of value in the last hour on Friday. And that still has 30 days left on some of these March contracts. So for it to drop that much and still have 30 days left on the contract, I have a feeling that the implied volatility is going to die out because we're going to see a consolidation period in the market. So options are going to be probably tricky to play this week and next week for sure. So something to be said there. All right. So that's Tesla. Let's look at an NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA, there we go. All right, NVIDIA is looking pretty scary too. This is the daily. I've got a target at 124.11. Let's zoom in here. Let me see here what I did. Okay, so I know what I did here. All right, this is on the daily time frame. Let's put this here. Let's zoom in here. Oops, sorry. Okay, so again, based off this 3 move here, I just go ahead and show you if I can get this to work. Yeah, okay. So this gives me my first move. Now this one gives me my second move. So these are 2 degrees. I always try to look for at least 2 degrees in the particular time frame that I'm working on. So here I see 2 degrees, but I'm counting this 1 here, 1, 2, 3. It's an ABC. Looking for a correction right now. It almost looks like kind of a triangle starting to form right here. Your trend line, your trend lines are based on, well, the easier to spot, I should say, when a triangle pattern is forming. So you can see this trend line coming right here. We did hit a moving average, but not a significant retracement. So let me just make sure this is going the right way here. Yeah. So my 50% is 127. My 61.8 is 124. I think I hit the 124 because my moving average. So maybe with some consolidation and then a drop, that doesn't really fit the time frame on that one. I'm going to change my target on this one. Just for short term, let's just go to the 131.59. $131.59. I think that's what I said. 131.59. Yep. So this would give us, because if this is a triangle, that means that would be a B wave. So I would still need a leg higher somewhere up here. So, and it looks like we might bounce off the RSI. Yeah, I'm gonna change my target on this one to 131.59 and then look for a bounce up. So I'm just not, and believe me, I am one of those bears on the market. I was anticipating, and I'll show you here towards the end on how bearish I was originally, but that may not be the case yet. All right, so we've went through semiconductors. Let's do Palantir now. They got budget cuts. Everybody's getting cut, government cuts. So right now I got a target of 89.04. That will be based on the 123 extension of this first leg. Again, maybe some consolidation, but this one you can see most of the charts I've shown you have bounced off this moving average I have right here, this dotted yellow one, but this one is below it. It's one of the few ones. So maybe we come up, retest it, and then we drop to the 89.04. Just had to apply one of my indicators here. And one thing with me and the way our website works is that I'm always able to change my indicators according to the cycle in the markets. So I don't always look just at one way to analysis to to read charts. Using technical analysis. I have just a variety of indicators, and I'm constantly changing the values with Fibonacci sequences. So depending on the legs that I've counted. But anyways, that's for the courses later. That if you're interested, again, I will definitely send out some advertisements. So, but anyways, moving on. This was Palantir. So target 8904. And let's go to some energy plays. Let's look at some commodities first. We're going to do natural gas first. And sorry for the mess on some of these charts, but every time I erase it for a video, then I forget what I've done, and it's just too much work to go back. So you're just going to have to trust me on some of these. But I'm bullish on natural gas. So I'm hoping I get a pullback here for an entry myself. Let me see if I can make it a little better. Yeah, right now I think that natural gas is going to get a pop again to the upside, and before it pulls back. So I have a price range here at $4.67. So that's probably going to be the target before it pulls back. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that as a bull target, and then when it reaches, we'll come back and revisit this one. But I just wanted to show this because I want to go look at some energy stocks that focuses on natural gas. One was Southwestern Energy, but they merged with Chesapeake, so it's now it's under CPK. What did I say? I think I said 465. No, what is that? Oh, 470. Sorry. All right. So this is going to be, let's just get a measurement here real quick. 1, 2. I got enough lines on here already, right? This is here. This gives me this one. Yeah, it's going to be close. Maybe 290. 459, 460. So 460 to 470, somewhere there, before it pulls back. So then, but if it goes there and then pulls back, it's, the entry then would be 380. I'll just circle that right here. Come back to that later. So maybe sometime. Okay, let's get a date. Let's say either March, beginning of March, or the end of March. All right. Now let's look at Chesapeake. There's a close-up. Computer doesn't like it when I zoom in and out too fast. Okay, so I didn't write a target, I just wrote bullish. So this is on the daily time frame again. I remember basically because I think yeah, so if there is a pullback, I'm watching this trend, this moving average real closely, this green moving average. But the way it's looking right now, I don't know if I'm going to get a pullback. we're tightening up on the indicators too. So there's really not any divergence to say that we're going to get a change in trend. So yeah, I'm just bullish on this one, I think. So, but that goes along with natural gas too. So, and the energy sector. So, that being said, I don't really have a lot of price targets here for you yet. It's just, I mean, hope if you get a pullback and get in at 109, maybe here's a 50% retracement. But I'd have to see how it reacts to this moving average one more time. But yeah, so let's go to Warren Buffett's favorite stock. Do you know what it is? Occidental Corporation here, Oxy. This is on the daily still. I put chart alert because I think it was on the weekly though. I think we were pretty close to a 50% retracement and a significant price range. Oh, I know what it is. We're going to break through the RSI and the MACD, I think. This is going to pop. I think this is going to pop. So, our first target... Let's just do 150. What does it say? 58. I'm sorry. Did I say one? No, 58.05. Okay, but that is on the weekly, so may take a couple weeks. Let's see if we can get a time frame on this one. If this is the bottom, I believe it was. Make sure. I think so. On the 200. So we got our turn there. Whoops. Well, again, beginning of March, now second week of March. That's more middle of March, isn't it? So let's see what happens on around March 15th, March 17th. See if we can get to at least 55. Really, basically, I'm kind of just looking at this moving average right here. By March 17th, it looks like it should hit here at, $55, $56, because right now it's at 50. Price target's at 58. Oh wait, here's my 50%. Yeah, it could hit 50, it could hit my target by March 15th. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. Alright, so that's the energy sector for what I've got. I've got SLV, which is an ETF for silver. So that's the commodities I was talking about as far as that's going to be implemented with tariffs and inflation. So this is the weekly, and it's looking really bullish too. So trying to find a pullback for an entry on silver. And again, this is just this SLV chart though. I think we can look at silver here in a second, but for SLV, I've got a target of 29.30. That would be more of my entry. Not looking really to short, but again, it's in the New York Stock Exchange, so I feel like that if the market was to crash, this would kind of come down also. So looking here at 2022, it did fall. Different circumstances, naturally. Let's look at 2020. 2020 is right here. I mean, it came down too. So, SLV is still going to correlate more with the markets. So I don't know if it's going to give you a true representation of silver. Let me just look at 2014 here. Yeah, it came down right at the end there. 2008. Here's 2008, so it came down too. So, all right, let's see if I can find silver real quick if I have it here, or gold, either one. What do I got? Here's gold, corn. All right, let's do gold. This is going to be futures E-micro gold. Okay, let me get fine tune one of my indicators again. Bullish, definitely bullish. Looks like we probably need more of a divergence before we get a bigger correction. I'd say it's the same situation as silver. We just need a pullback for an entry. So I have to keep a close eye on the MACD here. But let's go ahead. If this is 3 moves here, let's see if this is complete or close to it. I'd say it's close to it, if not complete. So let's assume it's complete. Let's get an entry at 27.54. That would put us here. And maybe that's 3 moves to a lower move like this. That's definitely possible. Yeah. So yeah. Even though it's bearish or bullish, maybe we get. Okay, maybe this is the start of our divergence. So if the indicators start to go down and this continues to go higher, then your divergence is happening. So then that would be like a blow off top or something like that. So you'd want to make sure you'd be long for that. So I don't know. Yeah, good to know both directions though, right? So yeah, I can't really, like I said, just use it as a hedge, maybe. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket here. But let me get an overall picture on the weekly. Okay, well, the weekly is looking like it's overbought pretty drastically. Head and shoulders about to form on the MACD. I really need to get the whole chart here. This is the this isn't the micro, this is the gold futures chart here. So, looking at this one, let's put it on the monthly. Man, it's really hard to be bullish when it's looking pretty extended. Let me get a measurement here real quick. I would say 30.59 is our target, and then we start to come down. My washer just broke, I think. Oh, okay. Never heard it make that sound before. I don't know if you could hear that. All right. 30.59. Spending a little time on this because I kind of want to get this one right. 30.59. Let's go back to the daily real quick. This one I kind of just threw in the mix here. I didn't really anticipate doing this one. I want to throw a measurement up and see if we can hit this 30.59. Whoops. There we go. Where'd it go? Come on. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the washer. Or my computer, for that matter. What is going on? I'm getting hacked. Alright. Oh my god. What is going on? They don't want me to get this target for you guys. Jeez. Alright, let's try this real quick. Boom, got it. Finally. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't even line up. Oh, wait. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. 30.59. Let's do it. This might be our first part of the divergence. All right, that's gold. Let's finish with some Forex. That's gonna interact there with our tariffs. I think specifically tariffs. They got put off. The U.S. yen specifically did not like that, so we had a pretty good sell-off on the dollar Japanese yen pair. Alright, this one's gonna be hard to read because I got a lot going on here on this chart. That's probably why my computer is acting up. Alright, there we go. So, come on. Alright, stay. Anyways, I'm thinking we're going to get a bounce on the dollar yen. We hit a 50% retracement. We hit a significant price action. I've thought I had it. Where's my target at? There it is. Okay. Don't really want to go through how I calculated it because I don't know how my computer's going to act. Here's our bullish target. Here's our bearish target. Okay. I think we're going to hit both. I think we're going to go up to 155 and come down to 134. I don't know why. Or maybe we just come down to 134. But if we hit this 134, I have a feeling that we're going to have a pretty good bull run after that with the dollar. So keep these two price points in the back of your head, and we'll come back and revisit this chart when my computer's not acting up. Let's go to the Canadian pair real quick, the US dollar and Canada. I got these two price targets up too, okay? Just because Canada, they didn't really like those tariffs that Trump was talking about. And again, they're not implemented, I don't think, last time I checked. So, but anyways, I got a bull and a bear target for this. The bull target's 144, bear target's 140. And again, it's the same scenario. I think we're going to go up before we come down. All right. Now, that covers everything that I wanted to cover. So let's go back and finish on the I focus on mostly on the S&P, even the futures. So we're just going to try to figure out if on Monday, which I already think I answered that question, if we're going to continue lower or not. Now, we're going to go right to the 4-hour time frame. I'll come back and do a more detailed video later if need be. But right now, we hit a significant retracement, 61.8. We hit a moving average. I think and we also hit an extension fib. We got three things going on right now, right at this point, that tells me we may not be going higher, but we're definitely going to consolidate, or we're going to get a bounce on Monday, I believe. And I think the way things are going, we're going to consolidate again if we move lower. So, yeah, I think Monday we're going to get a bounce up. Now, how significant that bounce is, I'm not real sure. But I did call this top a while back, and I think that this is part of a pivot, and I think our target on the upside has not been reached yet. So, and I also think based on the time series, oh my goodness, didn't mean to put that one up there, that it's just not time yet to make a full correction. Because I do think, like I said, I'll have a link on for my previous S&P micros futures video and show you how bearish I am. But I don't think we're there yet. So, and I think I don't think it's going to happen till into March now. But it keeps getting pushed back. So we'll see how it plays out. And I hope this helps. And, you're welcome to email me with any questions and post anything that was confusing or if it needs some explanation. But I appreciate you watching. And until next time, have a good one.